Hello and welcome to ATech. My name is Akshay and we are back with the new part of this tutorial series. And today we will learn what is interface in C#. Now for beginners it might be a new concept, but there are many programmers who still have a hard time understanding this interface concept. So this tutorial might help them as well who are already aware of interface, but as it is a very difficult and it is a bit confusing concept. And I have seen people who struggles a lot in understanding this concept, that is interface. But if you guys understand how to use interface and most importantly why we use interface in C#, so this will be a piece of cake like classes and struct. If you understand class and struct, then interface is also not a very different phenomena. Yes, it provides a lot of advantages than classes and struct can provide, and they are a bit confusing phenomena as well. But if you guys understand why we use interface, then what is interface is not a very big deal to understand. So now without wasting any time, let's just see what is interface. So we will see today what is interface in C# and we will see what is the advantage of using this interface in C#. And in that only we will learn why we use interface and when to use interface and when to use classes. So we will see that everything in today's tutorial. First of all, interface. It is a non-instantiable, user-definable reference type which can be defined specifically to be implemented by its inheriting classes. And second point, it can have properties, methods, but cannot have fields, and that is why cannot have a constructor. So what does all this means? Let's just see directly into an action. And for that, let's just switch to Visual Studio. Okay, so simple console application we have been using. I will get rid of this extra namespaces here. And now, just like to create any class, we use this keyword, that is class. So to create interface, we use keyword as interface like this. So let me create one interface here, that is I student. Now why am I using this I in front of that student? Because that is the convention. From this I we can tell this is an interface. Yes, now in this declaration part we can identify that this is an interface, but when we use this interface somewhere else, for example in this main method, so there, by looking at this interface name, we can able to identify that yes, it is an interface by looking at this I symbol in front of that student. So this is a convention, not a necessity. If I remove this I from here, so this is also possible. We can define interface like this as well, but it is a convention only to use this I in front of that name so that user can able to identify that yes, it is an interface. So that is why. Now what is this first point says? It is a non-instantiable user definable reference type. Okay, so if you guys recollect from this tutorial series, at the very first or the second video of this tutorial series, we have learned types in C#, and at that time I have shown you the categories of types in C#, that is user definable and a reference types in C#. Now this interface is user definable and as well as a reference type in C#, and at that time also I have told you guys it is not necessary that if any type is a reference type, then that can be a user definable. No, that is not necessary. If any type is a reference type, that does not necessarily be a user definable, because we know string is a reference type, but that is not a user definable. We cannot define string, but this interface we can define that. So that is why it is user definable as well as reference type. So, and which can be defined as mentioned here, which can be defined specifically to be implemented by its inheriting classes. Now what does that mean? We will see that. But if you see here, what first point says, it is a non-instantiable user definable reference type. So what does that mean? Let's just see. Now let's just try to create object of this interface like this. I student, we can see that here in an IntelliSense, so that is why we can select that from here. Okay, and I student s is equals to new I student. So we cannot do something like this. we cannot create object of this interface, and that is why this is non-instantiable type. So interface cannot be instantiated and cannot have a constructor because they cannot contain fields. So let's just see that. As mentioned here, it can have properties, methods, but cannot have fields, and that is why cannot have constructor. And we have learned that why we use constructor to initialize fields of the class or to initialize the fields of types, but this interface type, they cannot contain fields, and that is why there is no point of having the constructor there. If I try to take one field here which can be public, or let's say which can be private as well, private string first name, like this, but it will not allow, the compiler will not allow this private field here, or maybe public. Let's just try to make that as a public. Okay, so it is not allowing, that compiler is not allowing us that, it is throwing an error. So what that red squiggly line says, interface cannot contain instant fields. So that's what mentioned on the slide, interface cannot have fields, and that is why they cannot have constructor. Let's just try to take constructor as well, like this, iStudent and let's just make that as a public iStudent, like this. So what it says, interface cannot contain instance constructors. Now you guys might be wondering, maybe it is throwing an error, that is interface cannot contain instance fields, and also interface cannot contain instance constructor, but it might contain static constructor or static fields. But let's just try that as well. Let's just try to have a static member here, that is static field here, static string last name, like this. So it is also not possible. What it says, feature default interface implementation is not available in C# 7.3. we cannot have these static fields here, neither an instance field here. We cannot have fields in first place in interface. So that's what I have mentioned in the slide. And also we cannot have constructor, because there is no point of having constructor in interface if it cannot be instantiated, if it cannot have fields. So that is why this is not possible, cannot create an instance of the abstract class or interface. Okay, also we cannot create instance of an abstract class, and that we have learned when we have learned in abstract class in C# in this tutorial series. If you guys not aware about what is abstract class, then please go and check that video and you will understand what is abstract class as well. So now coming back to this concept, that is interface, what second point says, it can have properties, methods. So let's just try that. Let's just try to take properties here, string first name, like this, but it is still throwing an error. And why this error? Because we have taken this property as a public, and public members are also not allowed in interface. So that's what this error will say if we hover our mouse over here. So what it says, the modifier public is not valid for this item in C# 7.3, but starting from 8.0 it is possible. Now I am not using C# 8.0 version, so that is why it is giving me that error, but it is giving that message in here, that is, please use language version 8.0 or greater if we want to use this public members. Means starting from 8.0, which was released in September 2019 alongside the Visual Studio 2019, that is version 16.3 of Visual Studio 2019, it is possible to use public members in interface starting from 8.0. but as I am not using that C# 8.0, I am using the below version of that 8.0, so that is why it is giving me that error, that is, modifier public is not valid for this item. And that's because everything inside this interface is public by default. So we don't have to make that as a public explicitly. Everything inside this interface is public by default. But till C# 7.3, but starting with C# 8.0, it is possible to have these public members like this. But as I am not using this C# 8.0, so it will throw an error, and that is why I can use something like this. So this is nothing but a property, as well as I can have a method void print details, or maybe print full name like this. And I will take two parameter here, string full name and string last name, and let's just have another property here which we will not take as a public, because we know this will not allowed in interface. Okay, so string last name like this, and now let's just try to have implementation here, right here. Can we have that? Can we do that? Let's just see that. Console dot write line let's just try to take one message here. Full name equals to plus whatever that first name, we will append that to the last name like this. Yes, and but if you guys can see here, it is throwing an error, and what it says, feature default interface implementation is not available in C# 7.3. So this feature also is made available with C# 8.0, which was released in September 2019, but till C# 7.3 it was not possible for interface to have this default implementation. Then what is the use of interface then? If it cannot have this implementation, then what is the use of this method? But though this interface cannot have this implementation and can only have a definition like this, but still whatever class inherits this interface can provide implementation for this method, and they have to provide necessarily implementation for this method, otherwise that class will throw an error. And let's just see that. Let's just try to take one class here, that is student, like this. We have learned what is class and also what is struct in this very tutorial series. If you guys not aware about this, if you guys not aware about what is class, what is struct, so please go and watch that first in order to understand this better. Okay, so coming back to this point, now what I've said, now what I've told you guys, that we cannot implement this interface, we cannot implement this method in interface, but the inheriting classes have to provide implementation for this interface. If I inherit this class from this interface like this, I student, so it is throwing an error right there itself. So what that error says, we will see that. Now if we hover our mouse over here, so what it says, student does not implement interface member, I student dot first name. Student does not implement interface member, I student last name. So that is why whatever class that will inherit this interface has to provide implementation for these members. So let's just see that. Now if we go to the show potential fixes, and if we implement this interface like this, so that error will go away. Okay, so it have implemented that properties as well as this method. Now it is not necessary that this property will have implementation. We know that. Why? Because we can have auto implemented properties in C Sharp, and that also we have learned in this very tutorial. If you guys not aware about what is auto implemented property, or rather what is properties as well, so go and watch that first in order to understand this better. We have learned what is properties in this C Sharp. In this tutorial we have learned that. So now we can have these auto implemented properties like this, but we have to provide implementation for this method, and if we don't do that, it will throw this not new implemented exception, and that is why we have to provide implementation here only, like this. Let's just try to take one simple message here. Console dot write line full name is equals to, and we will append that first name, whatever that will be coming, and I will append last name to it, like this. I have to concatenate that here as well. Okay. Now whatever okay, so here it should be first name and not a full name, first name, like this. I will change that here as well. Okay, so whatever first name coming and last name coming in this method as a parameter, so that we will show by appending those first name and last name onto the console. Okay, so like this. Now we have learned in this tutorial series that we can create object of a derived class like this. So let me make that class object, that is student obj is equals to new student, like this. Okay, so it is possible. Okay, so we can do something like this, but also there is one concept we have learned. We can have derived class object through the base class reference variable, or here it is not a class but it is an interface. So but the standard definition says we can have derived type object through its base type reference variable. So we can do something like this. Instead of doing this, we can do something like this, and that will not throw any error. We can do that. We can have this derived type object through its base type reference variable, and now if I call that method, we can be able to call that from this. If I call this method like this, print full name, okay, and what it expects the first name and last name, and let's just provide that here only. Instead of calling that from, or instead of taking that from user from the console, to save our time, I will take that here only, like this. So now if I run this by pressing Ctrl F5, we will see that result. We will see that message onto the console. Okay, so there is one problem in our code. Let's just fix that quickly. So in print full name method, okay, so we have taken that property name instead of that parameter name. So like this. And now if I run, okay, so it is printing fine. Okay, so it is printing that message, full name is equal to Akshay Borje. So it is working fine. So that's how we can use interface. We can have definition here, and we can make inheriting classes implement that methods. But now what is the use? Why we want to use that? Why we want to do that? Why can't we implement that here only and instead of making derived class inherit that interface and implementing that method, that is providing implementation for that method, or having this much extra code in our application, why can't we implement that here as well? Or rather, why can't we directly take this class here instead of taking this interface? Let me comment out that, or let me remove that. Can't we do this, something like this? And if I comment out this interface here, like this, and if I take this student here like this, so this is also possible, and there is no need of this interface here. But then why we use interface here? Why we use interface in C#? That is because of an abstraction. So we have learned the 4 pillars of OOP in C#, that is abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism and encapsulation, that we have learned. If you guys not aware about that, please go and check that video first, so you will understand this better. So one of the pillars, that is abstraction of OOP, that says we should not directly expose our members to the user. Instead, we should expose them through abstraction. That means, in the simplest sentence, that is in a simple way, don't expose the implementation to the user, rather only expose the method to the user. And again, if I want to simplify that for you, so at that time I have given you one example. I have given you the example of a car manufacturer company. So if the company manufactures any car, so and sell that car to the user, to the customer, then they will not tell that customer how those gear works, what is the implementation of those gears, what is the exact phenomena behind that gear changing. Customer don't need to have that knowledge. Customer only needs to know how to change gear, and doesn't need to know what is the logic behind that gear changing. Okay, so that is nothing but abstraction. We show only necessary information to the user, and we hide the complexity from the user, that user doesn't need to worry about how that gear changing phenomena works, but he should only know how he can change that gear, how he can drive that car. But that complexity, he doesn't need to worry about that. So that is nothing but an abstraction. So that is what we can so that is what we implement in this C# also, in building our applications also. Because now if I don't use this interface and expose this method, or directly use this class and expose this method to the user, so user can right click on this method like this, and he can go to the definition, and he will be able to see this implementation of this method, which he doesn't need to worry, which he doesn't either need to know about. So that's what, and that is we are exposing to that user. But in case of interface, let's just try to use that. Let me uncomment this, and let me make this class inherit from this interface, that is iStudent. Okay, and let me create that object from this base type reference variable, that is from this interface reference variable we are creating this derived type object, that is derived class object. And now if user will go and right click and go to the definition, so that user is redirected to the definition rather than this implementation. So now in this case, user is completely unaware of the implementation, the logic behind this method. He is only aware of this method, how to use this method, but he is not aware of the implementation of the logic behind this method. So that's what this interface provides us, that is abstraction in C#. Now you guys might be wondering, when we have learned abstract classes, at that time also I have shown you that abstract class also provides abstraction in C#. So what is the point of using this interface then? Can't we use abstract class here? Then when to use interface and when to use abstract class? That question also can be arise, and you guys might be wondering that as well. But let me show you something. If I use abstract class here instead of interface here like this, and I can make that method as abstract, and we know that if I make this abstract, so we don't need to have implementation here. So the inheriting classes will provide the implementation for this abstract method, and we know that. And let me make that as a public like this, and let me make that name as a student like this, and let me correct that here as well. But yes, I have to take a different name here because we know that name is already exist here. So for that I will make this student A, okay, and I will make that, and I will make that change here as well. Now what this error says, that is student does not implement inherited abstract member student A dot print full name string dot string. So though there is a method here that is print full name, it is still throwing that error. But why? Because we know this is not an implementation for this abstract method, but this is a new method for this specific class, and that's what we have learned in a previous tutorial of this tutorial series, that is method hiding, method overriding. So at that time I have told you, if we create one method with the same name as a base class, then it will hide the implementation of the base class method. But if we use override keyword here like this, so that error will be gone. So now we are overriding that method that is also providing implementation for that method here as well. Now we can do something like this as well, and I can make that as student as student A here. So this is also possible, and I will run this. Okay, so working same as expected, and working same as interface as well. And also if you right click here on this print full name and try to go to the definition, and it will redirect us to the definition and not the implementation. So this is also nothing but an abstraction. But then why we use interface, and when to use interface, and when to use abstract class? That question might be arise, and you guys might be wondering, then if we can use this abstract class here, then why to use interface also? Then why to use interface, and when to use interface? So for that, let me give you an example. Okay, so let's just consider we have another class here. Let's just consider this as student only, okay, and we'll make this as a medical student maybe. Okay, medical student, and let's just have another class, and we will name that as engineering student like this, and both these are inheriting from that abstract class. Okay, now let me make that correct here. Okay, fine. Now we have these two classes, that is engineering student class and medical student class, and both these are inheriting from this abstract class student. Now we don't need to take these properties here because we know that is already exist in a base type, that is abstract class, base abstract class, so that we don't have to take here. Okay, and we have learned that why we don't have to take that. Okay, now there is no flaw in this code, neither there is a need of using interface here. Okay, why? Because we know we have these two properties here, first name, last name, which is required by both this medical student and engineering student class. Okay, and there is one method, that is this print full name, which is required by both this engineering student and medical student class, and they can have their own implementation as well, because we have made that method as an abstract here, and that is why they can have their own implementation. Okay, so this medical student can do something like this. It can append one message here to make user understand that this is a medical student, that this name is a medical student name, like this. He can give one message here medical student, like this. Okay, and an engineering student can give one message here like this. I have to append that. Okay, like engineering student. Okay, all right, fine. And we can have the objects like this: student obj1 is equals to new medical student, and similarly obj2 with the same base class reference variable. We can create the derived class object of this engineering student as well, like this. And I have to make that correction here as well as here, but with object 2. And both these both these object obj1 and obj2 are calling this print full name and having their own implementation. And now if I run, and let's just take a different name here as well, so to differentiate that. Anyway, we will come to know that from this implementation, because we have taken that message here, that is, this is a medical student and this is the engineering student, but still we will take some different names here as well. So let me make that different name here as well. Okay, so John Wayne maybe. Okay, and now if I run, okay, so first full name, that is Akshay Borje, so he is a medical student, and another, that is second full name, John Wayne, he is an engineering student. Okay, so it is working fine. But now let's just consider a scenario. This engineering student need one method which is specific to only engineering field, and this medical student needs one method which is only specific to this medical field. And what method? Let's just try to take that method here. Okay, let's just consider that engineering student needs one method which will calculate area of a circle. Okay, let's just take one method, public void, and name of the method will be area of circle. Let's just take this method. We will consider this as a mathematical problem for that engineering student, because we know in the first year of the engineering they have a subject that is mathematics, and in that there can be a requirement to calculate this area of a circle. Okay, so for that we are taking this method, and let's just take that abstract as well. Okay, so we will take that method as an abstract. Okay, like this, public abstract void. Okay, now the moment I do that, the moment I have taken this new method here, so that medical student class as well as engineering student class is throwing an error, and what it says: medical student does not implement inherited abstract member student.area of circle. Now let's just implement that. Go to show potential fixes and implement that abstract class. Okay, and here as well in engineering student, implement abstract class. Now the error is gone. Okay, no problem. But what do you think? Does this area of a circle method has anything to do with this medical student? No, this medical student has nothing to do with this area of a circle, but just because we are making that medical student inherit from that abstract base class, and the moment that abstract class introduce one new method which is required by this engineering student, so now this medical student class also needs to and forcibly have to implement that new method. So this is nothing but a problem with abstract class, and this is where the interfaces came into rescue. So now instead of introducing that method here in this abstract class, we can take interface instead. That is a new interface instead of introducing that new method here. And how, I will tell you that. Okay, so for now we will keep this implementation here as it is in this engineering student class, and we will create one interface here. Okay, interface I engineering student, like this, and we will have that method here. So, and we will inherit, and we know that we don't need to have that public here, because any member inside this interface is public by default, and we don't need to take that override as well. Okay, so now I will make that engineering class inherit from this interface, that is engineering interface, like this here, and I will remove that override from here. Okay, and I will take one simple message here rather than providing any implementation. We are only demonstrating this for interface purpose, and we don't want to see the actual implementation for this area of a circle. Okay, so I will take one simple message here, area of circle method implemented in engineering class. Okay, engineering student class, like this. If you see, you will not find any error here, and our application is still working fine. What we have done, only when we had a requirement of this engineering student class of having this extra method, of having this specific method, that is area of a circle, so for that we have just introduced one interface like this. And why we have used interface, why we have not taken that method directly here, because we know if we do so, and if I do that, let me create one object here. Okay, for that engineering student object, like this, engineering student obj is equals to new engineering student. Okay, if I do something like this, and if I call that area of a circle method, so, and now if you right click on this method and go to the definition and try to go to the definition, so where it is redirecting us to the implementation of that class, to that method. Okay, so that is why it is dangerous to expose to user the implementation of that method. So that is why we have to make that object something like this, I engineering student obj, and we know we are inheriting that engineering student class from that interface. So now if you try to go to the definition, it will redirect us to that definition only. So that is what interface are used for. That is the significance of using interface. That is the significance of interface only in C#. And now if you guys have understand when to use abstract class and when to use interface. Use abstract class when you know there is a common structure for its inheriting classes, that they will need that common structure, that common fields, that common properties. So at that time use the abstract class. And if there is a requirement in your application if these classes need some specific methods, some extra methods in a future, so at that time just introduce one new interface. And now if I want, if that medical student class also want one specific method like this, if it wants some method like calculate ECG count. Okay, ECG count like this. If that medical student class needs this method, okay, but we know if we take that method directly here and we expose that to the user, then we are breaking that OOP concept, that is abstraction. So that is why we can introduce one interface, that is new interface, something like this. Here let's just take that interface, I medical student, like this, and let's just copy that method name here, that is this, calculate ECG count, that should be ECG. Okay, we can take any name. Anyway, we are not going to implement that very correctly. We are only learning what is interface. Okay, so but anyway, we will take that here and we will make that as a void. And now if I make that medical student class inherit from this interface like this, so now, okay, so I have to make that correction. It is F only that is printed, it should be G. Okay, so now it is good. We are making this class inherit from this I medical student interface, and that's how we are providing that implementation. So we will take one simple message again. Okay, we are not going to actually implement that method because I am not a medical guy, so I don't know how that ECG count works, but my job is to only tell you how this interface works. Okay, console.writeLine, a simple message, ECG count method implemented in medical student class. Okay, all right. So that's how we use interface, and that is why we use interface in C#. So now if you guys have understood why we use interface in C#, for those who are already aware of this interface but are still confused with this concept, that is interface, must be well aware about this interface now. Okay, and for the beginners, this is anyway a new concept, that is interface. So this is how we create interface in C#, and this is how we use them. And now let's just try to use that in main method. Okay, so we know that we are using this common method, that is this obj2.print full name and obj1.full name print full name, that is this is a common method. So let's just try to use that specific method. Okay, we have to create another object, that is I medical student m is equals to new medical student, like this, and I can call that method from here, calculate ECG count. And now if I run this, okay, so it is giving every messages, that is full name Akshay Borje, medical student, full name John Wayne, engineering student, area of a circle method implemented in engineering student class, ECG count method implemented in medical student class. Okay, so that's how we can use interface, and those provides an abstraction to our application. If you try to go to definition, it will redirect you to the definition of that method, but not the implementation. So that is how we are providing abstraction in our application using these interfaces. So that's what it says. It is a non-instantiable user definable reference type which can be defined specifically to be implemented by its inheriting classes, and it can have properties method but cannot have fields, and that is why cannot have a constructor. And I have shown you that it cannot have constructor because they cannot have field, and we know constructor are required to initialize fields. And everything we have learned in the previous tutorials of this tutorial series. If you are new to this thing, If you are new to this concept, that is constructor, class, struct, so please go and watch those previous tutorials first in order to understand this better. Okay. So let's just see advantages of this interface. We have already seen some of the advantage, but let's just see that again. Now, first advantage, that is provides loosely coupled system. So by loosely coupled means that I have already shown you. Now this application is very loosely coupled. So if you guys can see here, if tomorrow there is a requirement of any specific method like this calculate ECG, so then there is no need of changing our whole application, changing the implementation of our whole application. Or for example, if I introduce that new method here, then it will throw an error in both these classes like this, in medical student as well as in this engineering student class. What it says, does not implement inherited abstract member, because we have made the change in our application. We have created this new method here, and that is how we are making change in our application. So this is nothing but a tightly coupled system. But as soon as we use interface, this is more loosely coupled system. So if there is a requirement tomorrow for this medical student class that it wants this specific method, that is this calculate ECG count, so we can introduce one interface here, one new interface here, and that's how we can make that change. So there will be no error in these other classes other than this medical student, because for now there are only 2 classes in this application. But in real world, in real application, there can be thousands of classes, there can be hundreds of classes at least. So just think, if you make this change here right in this abstract class, so those 1000 or those 100 classes will throw error. So that is not very good practice, and that is not a very good error handling as well. So that is why this interface comes in the rescue, and this provides a very loosely coupled system. And that's what this point says, provides a loosely coupled system. And second, that is provides a better unit testing. This points also goes with the same thing that I have shown you. Okay, so if tomorrow there is a requirement for the specific methods, for the specific classes, then we can provide those specific interfaces for those specific classes, and there can be a better unit testing as well. So we can treat that class as a separate module, because we know that is not dependent on any other class, on any other module. There is no tight coupled system here. So that is why there is a better unit testing. Third, provides a multiple inheritance system. Now I have told you in a previous tutorial that we will be learning multiple inheritance in C# in a very great detail after we learn what is interface in C#. So now, as we have understood what is interface, that is in a very great detail, so we will understand and we will learn what is multiple inheritance and how we can implement multiple inheritance using interface in C#. That we will learn in our next part of this tutorial series. Okay. And if you guys have carefully seen, we have already had a glance of this multiple inheritance in this very tutorial. If you can see here, what this is we are doing is nothing but a multiple inheritance. This single class is inheriting from this class as well as this interface. So this is nothing but a multiple inheritance. But anyway we will be learning this in a very great detail in our next part of this tutorial, so wait for that. Now what is fourth point says, provides a dependency injection to make our application more loosely coupled. Now I cannot show how this interface provides a dependency injection in our application with this console application. For that I have to use any another application, because console application doesn't provide that much flexibility for us to use interface in its fullest power, that is in its fullest capability. So that is why I will show you what is dependency injection in our later videos with any another application other than this console application, so wait for that as well. But for now, let's just keep in mind these are nothing but the advantages of using interface in C#. So let's just quickly see the summary. What it says, with C# 8.0 introduced in September 2019 alongside Visual Studio 2019 version 16.3, interface can have default method implementation. Okay, so here I have shown you at the very start if I try to use something like this, if I try to have implementation right here like this, console dot write line like this, we will not take any message here, but still it is throwing an error. And what it says, feature default interface implementation is not available in C# 7.3. Please use language version 8.0 or greater. Okay, so though it is not possible till C# 7.3, but starting with C# 8.0 it is possible. So I am not using C# 8.0, so that is why it is throwing an error. But starting with C# 8.0, the default method implementation for interface is possible. And also that is second point, interface also can have public as well as private, protected and static members. That also I have shown you. If I try to make that as a public, like this, so it will throw error. Why? Because everything under interface is by default public. We don't have to make that explicitly public, and that's what it is throwing an error. The modifier public is not valid for this item in C# 7.3, but starting with 8.0 it is possible. We can make this public as well as protected and as well as static like this. Okay, but not till C# 7.3. And that's what mentioned here. Public as well as private, protected and static members, we can have that in interface starting with C# 8.0. And now don't worry about this protected access modifier. We have not learned yet what is access modifier. That is all the access modifiers, that is public, private, protected and internal protected. We will be learning them in very soon in this tutorial series, so don't worry about that. But it is enough to know that is private and public access modifier. But again we will be learning this protected as well, this protected by access modifier as well in our later videos, so don't worry about that. And what third point says, protected member of interface cannot be accessed in the class that extend that interface. Rather, they can be accessed only in the derived interface in C# 8.0. So what it says, so now when you guys will understand those access modifiers better, that is this protected access modifier, then at that time you will understand this better. But still let me tell you that in case of classes, the inheriting classes can access the member of the base class which are protected. But in case of this interface, and that is starting from 8.0, only the derived interfaces can access the base interface members which are protected, and not the classes which extend this interface. Okay, so for that matter, just like this class can inherit this interface also can inherit another interface like this. I can inherit this iEngineering student here as well like this. Means I can make this iMedical student interface inherit this iEngineering student, and it can do that. And what that point says, if there is any protected field or if there is any protected properties as well like this, protected string property get set like this. Now this feature is allowed starting from 8.0, and you can see that here the modifier protected is not valid for this item in C# 7.3. Please use language version 8.0 or greater. So with starting 8.0, if there is a property with this protected access modifier, it can be only accessed by this interface which is inheriting that interface, that base interface, and not this class which is inheriting that interface. In here, in this class, this property cannot be accessible. Okay, so that's what that point says. But this is starting from but this is allowed in 8.0, and I am not using 8.0, so that is why I cannot be able to demonstrate that for you guys. Okay, that's what this point says. Protected members of an interface cannot be accessed in the class that extend that interface. Rather, they can be accessed only in the derived interface. That is another interface which is inheriting that interface in C# 8.0, starting from 8.0. Okay, so this is nothing but interface, and we will be learning what is multiple inheritance using interface in C# in our next video of this tutorial series. So wait for that, and till then subscribe to this channel, like, comment and share these videos with the beginners who wants to learn programming, and we will meet in our next video of this tutorial series. Until then, stay tuned and thank you.